straight off the top.
Do you love me? Do you need me? Do you want me?
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So here is my very first ever Halloween tutorial. So basically I want to get 2 Halloween videos out for you guys this year. This is my first one, so it's a lot more gory and in your face and scary, and the next one's going to be a little bit more wearable and probably a bit more glam. Still Halloween but incorporating a little bit of glam. It took me the longest time in the world, no joke, to get these bloody contacts in. I have never worn contacts in my life. I actually filmed my first intro with only one contact in because I gave up trying to put the other one in, but then I got it in, so it's okay. I don't know, I think it's along the lines of a kind of possessed demon kind of situation. I hope you guys really enjoy what I am bringing for my first ever Halloween tutorial. Please make sure you let me know what you think of my first ever Halloween tutorial. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so that you don't miss a video. Let's jump straight into the tutorial. Alright, so first things first, I am moisturising my skin with my simple Kind to Skin moisturiser, and then applying a foundation that is a shade or so lighter than my actual skin tone at the moment. So I'm using my L'Oreal True Match here. As you can see, I'm only applying it onto the bottom half of my face. I'm leaving my forehead clear because I am going to be using wax on my forehead for the special effects, and it won't stick if there's foundation down as well. I'm then just concealing underneath my eyes like normal with my Essence Stay All Day 16-hour concealer, and then I'm setting down my face with my Face of Australia Translucent Loose Powder. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to be taking my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, which is nothing new, and I'm going to be prepping my eyelids for the eyeshadow and stuff like that I'm going to be doing next. And then I just took my Australis pressed powder to set down that paint pot. Picking up my Jumbo Eye Pencil by NYX in the shade Black Bean, I'm going to be packing this onto my lid so that I look absolutely ridiculous, and then I'm just going to be picking up a flat shader brush and blending out the edges so they aren't super harsh. Keep in mind this is a messy makeup look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I literally just blended it out so that it spread it out even further, and then I picked up the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette and the shade Black Truffle on a large blending brush and blended that through as well, and then picked it up on a pencil brush to make sure I had a lot of depth in the outer corner on each eye. I wanted to add some bruising into the inner corner of each eye, so I picked up my Nye FX wheel in Master Bruise, and I mixed the purple and the dark red shade together and placed that into my inner corner with a sponge. I then just picked up a flat shader brush and blended that out. I also ended up adding a little bit of the blue in as well so that it had even more of a bruised effect. I then just picked up that black shadow and applied it underneath my eyes and dragged it down slightly. I then went back in with the Jumbo Eye Pencil and lined my waterline so that it was black the whole way through my eye, and then applied mascara just like normal on my top and bottom lashes. The next step was to create the cross on the top of my head. So here I'm taking my Nye Nose and Scar Wax, and I am using a spatula to pick it up out of the thing and then use my fingers just to apply it directly onto my forehead. Please keep in mind it's super important to have a lot of moisturiser on either your fingers or whatever tool you are using to spread this one out, because then it won't stick to your fingers, it'll stay stuck to your skin and you can move it around as much as you want. If you don't have moisturiser on, it's going to pull away from where you actually want the product to stay, and it's going to stick to your fingers or the tool that you're using. This was definitely the fiddliest part of the tutorial, so I'm literally just playing around with it heaps and moving it around with the spatula until I got it into the shape that I wanted, and now I'm cutting through the wax to really create that cross effect. So I'm just placing it wherever I want it to be, and then I'm separating it slightly so that it looks even deeper when I colour it and fill it with blood. Again, I had to make sure there was a lot of moisturiser on this spatula because otherwise it was just going to pull away from my face, which was really frustrating. So here I'm just cleaning up the edges so that it's not as long, and then I'm just dabbing it into my skin and spreading out the edges so that nothing is too harsh. I then just went in with a duo fiber brush and some translucent powder to set it down so that it wasn't super sticky, and then started colouring it with that bruise wheel again. So I'm just mixing the colours up and creating the bruising around the edges of the cross. And then I also took those colours directly into the centre of the cross so that when I added the blood there was even more depth to it with the colours behind it. Here I'm just going to be contouring with quite a cool toned blush. So this is Harmony by MAC and it's a matte blush, and I just carved out my cheekbones and my jawline with this one until I decided I wanted it to be a little bit more grey. So I went in with my Meet Matte Nude palette and the shade Matte Johnson and applied that directly over the top. Now I'm just going to be picking up that jumbo eye pencil again for the third time in this makeup look, and a pencil brush, and drawing the lines on each side of my mouth. So I'm just making sure that they're fully even and then flicking them out at the end. I then just took what was left on the brush and smudged it over my lips so that they kind of looked dirty and gross. I then just drew 3 vertical lines on each side of those lines, and then picked up a pencil brush and decided to smudge it all out a little bit so that it wasn't so perfect. Now for the blood, the first one I'm going to be taking is the thick blood, and I'm applying that directly into the center cracks in the cross to make it look really gooey and gory and gross. And then I also popped it onto my lips to make it look like I had attacked something, and then also onto my nose to make it look like it was bleeding. And then I took the dark blood, which is super runny, so be careful with it, but I popped it directly over the top of that thick blood on the cross to make it look like that was dripping down as well, and then underneath my eyes to create bloody teardrops, if you know what I'm saying. So I just kind of played around with it with the end of a brush and moved it around to wherever I was happy with it sitting. Then the last thing that I did was apply some white out contacts just to really complete the look, and I loved it. So guys, that has brought me to the end of my first ever Halloween tutorial. I hope you guys all really did enjoy it. I loved filming it for you guys. You should see the mess that I've made. It is ridiculous, but that's okay. Like blood everywhere. Don't forget to let me know what you thought. I would love to know your thoughts on this makeup look. Stay tuned for the next Halloween tutorial, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.